Students, hi, this is Mr. Bob. The purpose of this video is to give you a little bit of experience and understanding of the college search capabilities on Maia Learning. So just a refresher, to get into Maia Learning, you're going to have to go to www.maialearning.com. And then you're going to want to click sign in with Google. And when you click on that, you're going to want to enter your username and password for your PPS systems. So it'll be the same as you use for Synergy and for Canvas. Once you're in the system, you're going to come up to a screen that looks something like this. And you're going to see this tab where it says universities. You want to go to where it says college search. Now notice here in college search, you can basically do a bunch of different things. And I want to just talk through a few of them. Probably one of the most important things here are these series of filters you can see here on the left side, where you can filter down a school based on name or based on a lot of different things. And notice there's you start out with about 7,000 universities in the United States. And so I'm going to click on type of school, because notice this is probably going to be one of the first ones you go to. Now your teacher may have assigned you and said, I want you to look at only public universities for this assignment, or only private universities. And so you can decide either based on what your teacher told you or what your preferences are or what you pursue. For the purpose of this video, I'm just going to say that my teacher assigned me to look at a four-year college university at a public setting, okay? And if these things, type of environment, rural meaning not city, the opposite of city, suburban meaning on the edges of a city, town meaning like a small town or a larger city, if those are important to you, you might want to click them. If not, leave them blank. Same thing, if the size is really important to you, you might want to check one of these. I'm just going to leave those blank. And obviously, if you have some sort of religious affiliation that's important to you, you might want to select one of these. And finally, test optional refers to the SAT or the ACT. If you're interested only in looking at schools that do not require the SAT or the ACT, you would want to check this box. I'm going to leave those blank for now. And then I'm also going to say, there might be a desire that I have in terms of region. And so, for example, I may feel like, hey, I want to go to the mountain region because I really like the mountains, the mountain meaning Colorado, etc. So when I do that, notice I've gone from 6,700 schools to 65 schools like that. And then perhaps there's a program or a certain major that I'm really interested in. I could click on Browse Programs here, and I could either put in a list, like let's say nursing, okay? Or pre-nursing studies, okay? So I might click on that and hit apply, and notice, wow, more to this. If it comes down to one university, you may want to kind of add other things. Maybe it's either nursing or maybe education, okay? So I'm going to add that one too. And then notice I kind of have 12 universities now. When you get to a manageable number, I would say somewhere between 2 and 12, I would say, then maybe you start looking one by one. So for example, University of Colorado, Colorado Springs. Oh, that looks interesting. Click on that. And notice it's going to tell me a bunch of information about it. It tells me general information about where it's located. I could zoom out to get a better sense of where it is in relation to where I live. Okay, and notice I keep zooming out. Eventually, it'll show me on a United States map. Up here at Campus Community, it can tell me information. By the way, these titles are off by a little bit. The undergraduate, it's 10,000 undergraduate students, and it's 2,000 graduate students. So just pay attention to that. 8,600 full-time students, 4,300 part-time students. Here it gives you a breakdown of ethnicity of the students, percentage-wise. And if you keep going across the top here, you can get a bunch of information that is important. One of the important things you want to look at is this area right here, where basically you can get a sense of what is the average GPA and SAT score for the college. Okay, and so then you can compare that to what yours is to get a better sense of whether this is a school where you're likely to be accepted or whether it could be a reach school for you, et cetera, et cetera. And if you keep going across here, you can see a bunch of other information that I'm not going to go into now. Let's say I like this college enough that I think I want to consider applying to it. What I want to do is I want to click that heart symbol here. And what that'll do is, notice if I click down here on the left to the considering list, now I have University of Colorado, Colorado Springs as one of the colleges I'm considering And then you can add other colleges that you look at. You could go back to your college search, and you could look at other ones on this list, for example, Montana State University Billings. And if I feel like this is something that I might be interested in, after looking at it some more, I might click the heart on there. And now I look at my considering list, you see I have 2 colleges there, et cetera, et cetera. So really the purpose of this video was to give you a general sense of some of the college search capabilities within Maia Learning and how you can use it to further your understanding of colleges and get information about them. I hope this has been helpful to you. Thanks so much for listening.